just looks like a red top. I do not know enough about like set design, costume design or lighting to get any of this right, but I'm gonna give it my best shot. It makes me feel like it's an 80s dance movement or something. Yeah, I never wear hats. Hello booktube. I just want to show you something really quick before we get started. It's summer, it's really hot, and the magnolias in my courtyard are out. Look at my beautiful blossoming magnolias, and the busy bees were out, and they're just so pretty. I don't like summer, I get far too hot and I sweat a lot, and I live with the air conditioner constantly on. Ooh, 1 second. So I do have regular Santa hats at Christmas like this one, but they get far too hot. So this year as a family we got new sparkly hats. They've got sequins, they say Merry Christmas, and they're going to keep the sun off, and they're not going to like give me a headache from how hot it is. Although this traditional look feels much more Christmassy, I am going to go with the cap. We do have normal Christmas hats, but not today! Hello booktube, so I want to talk to you about A Christmas Carol. Take a look at this etching, or whatever you call it, artwork. Oh come on, focus on the artwork, not my face. So, can you see the picture? It's very pretty. Okay, stop being stupid, Span. Alright, I saw the trailer for The Man Who Invented Christmas, and it blew my mind from the trailer alone, and I was like, I need to see this movie is my lifeblood, I can't believe it. And then I realised, as much as I love Charles Dickens, I've never actually read Oliver Twist or A Christmas Carol, so I did. I got it and I was so sure I was going to read this before I saw the movie, and I just didn't get around to it, and then Sarah was like, let's go see that movie, and I was like, okay, let's go see that movie tomorrow, and I'll read the book right now. So on the weekend I baked Christmas cookies, and I made red ones and green ones, and they were chocolate chip, and then we iced them so they looked like snowflakes, and that was pretty. Here's a picture of those. Last night I went to Christmas carols as well, and I was in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm gonna vlog it. Got there, absolutely forgot. I forgot to film getting out of the car, going in. I was hanging out with my nieces. I also had to babysit that day for like the first time ever. I am not okay with babysitting. I mean, I was okay, everything went fine, and we just hung out and watched Shrek all day, which was great. I was only for a couple of hours and it was wonderful, but yeah, I was still a bit panicky, but I did it, I did good. I'm officially a grown-up now, that's terrifying. So anyway, I read out loud A Christmas Carol to my sister, and it was just absolutely beautiful. We all know the story, we've all watched A Muppet Christmas Carol or other renditions of A Christmas Carol in our lives, but I'd never gotten around to reading it, and I'd been warned that it was hard to read and just that it was difficult, and that I know that it was written a long time ago and I might not appreciate it, so I had that in mind when I read it, but actually it was really easy. Just a quick note on his writing process, because he doesn't use the right grammar, and by right grammar what I mean is he was trying to capture the language that was spoken at the time. So the way that his descriptions work, he's got a lot of long sentences that are just split up into little sections, and he writes with lots of words one after the other like it was a beautiful, crashing, wonderful, treacherous place. Those aren't good words to use, but you get the idea, and he does that specifically to make it sound as though somebody's talking, which I think, because I was reading it out loud, I really appreciated, and it didn't annoy me at all. But I was wondering that if I was reading it in my head, if maybe I would have noticed, and I would have been like, oh, this is odd, why has he not put a full stop here? And some of the sentences are really short, some of the sentences really long, that sort of thing, and I didn't have a problem with that at all. I thought that was wonderful, and I thought it was really interesting actually, because of the way he uses language, and the year that it was written was just really nice, and it was accessible to everyone, which was nice. A really cool quick perk about that I really enjoyed. I flew through it, it was beautiful. Some of the sentence structures in here are just spectacular. His descriptions of the town and just the simple things from the time that he was in 1846 I think it was. Just like how they cook the Christmas pudding, or what they have over the fire, or there's a specific description that I really loved that was just super cute of Scrooge's house, and I'm just gonna read it to you because I just think it's adorable. They were a gloomy suite of rooms, in a lowering pile of building up a yard, where it had so little business to be that one could scarcely help fancying it must have run there when it was a young house, playing at hide and seek with other houses and have forgotten the way out again. Like, that's just so cute. That's where I was like, oh wow, this guy can really write. He's got a great imagination. The story was good. It wasn't too long, which is good. It was short, it was distinct, and it told exactly the story I thought it was going to tell. Of course, I went to see the movie, and the movie, just that first little bit of the movie is so incredible once you've read this, because some of the lines I would have gotten, but not every single one, because the beginning of that movie just has so many references to the book in it, all the way through actually, but I just remember those first few minutes, like I think maybe 10, 15, half an hour maybe even, of the book, I was like, oh, I get that reference, I get that reference, and even just visual references, I was like, yes! We read the book and then we went to the movies and watched The Man Who Invented Christmas, which was just absolutely brilliant. It was really good, you should see it. Especially if you're a writer and you like Christmas, because that is the perfect writer's Christmas movie. It just made my heart swell so much. I really, really adore him. And Dan Stevens did such a good job of acting it as well. He was just absolutely manic, and his eyes are just to die for. You can drown in those little blue eyes. They're so pretty. Anyway, I drew a picture of him because it was the first one I've drawn in months, and I felt so inspired to draw this character, this Charlie Dickens character. Oh, and then of course we watched a Hallmark movie which had so many references to this in it, and then we watched Muppet Christmas Carol, because who doesn't love a Muppet Christmas Carol? So in the last like 4 days I've seen at least one version of A Christmas Carol every day. So yes, that's my review of A Christmas Carol. It's not really a review other than to say read it. It's old, it's cute, it's wonderful, it's got amazing vivid descriptions. We all know Scrooge as a character, and it is a lot funnier than I thought it would be. I know the Muppet Christmas Carol story is really funny, but I didn't quite understand that this was written as a comedy. I thought it was going to be dreary and bleak and just really boring, and it wasn't. It was descriptive and imaginative and really funny in places, and Scrooge's character himself is quite amusing. I think when you're little you don't find Scrooge funny, but as you grow up you become Scrooge a little bit, just a little bit. Even when you're as into Christmas as I am, you still start to, you know, find the bitterness of the world a little bit harsh, and then you're like, bah humbug to everything, and you find you are Scrooge and you need a visit from the ghosts. So I picked this up at the Lifeline Book Fair, and I was so intent to read it by the end of the year, and I've done that. Well, I've only read A Christmas Carol. I'm probably not going to read The Chimes. So yes, it's Christmas, and I'm not sure how much more booktubing I'm going to be able to get done, because I'm going out to my parents' house super soon, and I've got my sister's birthday on the weekend, and there's just a whole lot of things happening this time of year. I'm going to get done a lot of reading in this time, I believe. I've already read real quick the Shatter Me series, and that just was really good. I will do a review on it at some point, hopefully. Maybe I will film a review for that today, actually. I'm gonna do that real quick right now. Okay, thanks so much for watching, everybody. How do you turn this thing off?